For those of you who haven't seen the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, you really should watch it. It's pretty funny. My wife, who's not a huge superheroes sci-fi person, liked it. She liked it. So that's saying a lot. A lot of the stuff that's been coming out from Marvel and Star Wars, unfortunately, has been pretty pooptacular, to say the least. And I haven't watched anything Marvel wise since the Infinity Wars. I've watched Spider-Man, where all three Spider-Men come and help save the world, but they just mess it up too. And Doctor Strange, I was going to watch that one, but I didn't see it yet. I don't know if I should. I wanted to watch Thor, Love and Thunder, or whatever it was. I don't know. I was going to watch those, but I didn't. Anyway, the way this relates to Star Wars is that Sean Levy, who directed the last Deadpool and Wolverine movie, has been tapped by Lucasfilm to do a Star Wars movie. Now, what is the Star Wars movie? We don't know. They haven't said yet, but I think it's a really good idea to use him as the director. I mean, look how well Wolverine and Deadpool did. It blew out the box office. It made 1.3 billion worldwide. I mean, I'm sure Disney was so overexcited about that and thinking about all the money they were making from that movie. Ryan Reynolds did a great job as Deadpool. He always does. And making the decisions for the movie, cutting out all the extra fluff. They wanted to put in Captain Marvel and they wanted to put in She-Hulk and all this stuff. And he said no. And I think that if Sean Levy can maintain that in Star Wars, where they don't try to push all this stuff in it, then it would be a great movie. That's exactly what they did at the end of the Acolyte. They put in Yoda, and then they brought in Darth Plagueis, the creeper in the cave, and they just tried to push all this stuff. And I think what it was is they didn't have enough ideas, so they just brought out these people, and they wanted to be the ones to be like, hey, we brought out Darth Plagueis, so we're on top of the game. And it just backfired in their face because nobody watched it, and everybody was upset seeing this creeping Darth Plagueis pop out like that. If he's a Sith and he's secure in his darkness, he's not going to be creeping. He's going to come out and he's going to kick butt, And it's Darth Plagueis the wise, not Darth Plagueis the creepy. So I saw this article and I was excited. And when I read it, and it said, from Sean Levy, he said, because Deadpool and Wolverine was so fulfilling, I'm quite happily open to whatever's next. And yes, there's a Star Wars movie that I'm developing, actually with our Adam Project screenwriter, Jonathan Tropper. You never know what's going to be undeniable and get made next. So it's kind of exciting to know that there's a Star Wars project out there, and we don't know what it is yet. I just hope that when we find out, we're not let down. It says that there's also, in addition to his movies, there's 2 movies in development connected with the Mandoverse, the Mandalorian Grogu, which we know about, and they need to change the title, and Dave Filoni's New Republic movie. Did you know about that? I didn't know much about it. I don't know much about it still, but I think Dave Filoni, I think he's a great guy to direct movies because he worked hand in hand with George Lucas, especially when they were doing the Clone Wars, and he would bounce thoughts and ideas off of George Lucas, and he would get all his ideas, and I think he kind of seeped in that Lucasness into his mentality. So that's why when Filoni and Favreau did season 2 ending of The Mandalorian and they brought out Luke, everybody was just blown away. I can watch that still and get chills from watching that show when Luke shows up and starts just whooping tail on all those stormtrooper robots, I guess. Anyway, Dave Filoni's coming out with a New Republic movie. Maybe they'll bring in Luke Skywalker. And then Charmaine Obaid-Chinoy is working on the Jedi Order movie with Daisy Ridley as Rey. And that's all up in the air because they got Simon Kinberg working on episode 10, 11, and 12. And he wants Rey. So what's going to happen? Is Rey going to be in 4 movies? The Rey movie with Charmaine Obaid-Chinoy, and then 10, 11, 12, which is the trilogy with Simon Kinberg? Or are they going to cut Charmaine Obaid-Chinoy's movie out, especially since Disney's screaming about, we don't have a budget for this, when they're blowing the budget on Andor, on the Acolyte. They blew more money on those series than they did on any movie that they did previously. It's crazy. They could have made like 4 movies out of the budget that they had for Andor and the Acolyte. So, and the skeleton crew that they have has a high budget, but I mean, it's not nearly as high as Andor or the Acolyte. I mean, it went way over $250 million on both of those. I mean, the Acolyte's like at what, 108 million? So if they would, if they're looking to cut things, man, I would not be wanting to work with Lucasfilm right now, because it seems like they're chopping every corner they can. But then the one episodes that they do show, they blow the budget on those, so nothing else can be brought out. Bring back Obi-Wan with a better script, and bring back Mace Windu. We know he's still alive. Samuel Jackson said he is. And bring back Plo Koon and Mace Windu, man. A duo series where they team up. They're Jedi. They use mystical arts to do things. You don't think that their mystical arts could save them. They could use their mystical arts to save themselves. Anyway, if you want to watch this article, it came out on Collider.com and it came out 2 days ago. So check it out. It's really cool. And if you're into collecting Star Wars stuff like I am, I did a unboxing of 7 Star Wars Black Series action figures, which are really cool. You should check it out. It's my last video. And also, I've been doing some more 3D printing. I printed the Emperor's throne room chair, and I would show it to you, but I got so excited when I glued it, because it's 3 pieces. I didn't wait for it to cure long enough, and it came apart. So I was so mad. I had to glue it, and it's sitting curing. I'll show it in the next video. But if you have any thoughts or ideas of things you would like to see that are 3D printed, let me know. I 3D printed that Mando helmet a long while ago with some not so good PLA. I gave it to my daughter. She likes it. I was trying to see if I could fix it up, but it's almost not worth it. But yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know. Anyway, check out my video on the 7 Black Series action figures. Which ones are they? I don't know. You'll have to see. Watch the whole video, and it shows you, and I take them out of the box and I put them in poses. It's really cool. And remember, the Force will be with you always.